Yeah, good afternoon. I am Rajendra here. Today we are going to discuss on software development life cycle. It is a part of the Infosys technical round. So, what is software development cycle? And today we are going to discuss in depth. So, why should we go for the development life cycle? Though we know the programming language and we know the Java and we know the C language, we know that .NET framework, then why should we learn the software development life cycle? Okay, every developer must learn the software development life cycle before they enter the to deliver a software, to deliver a good product. If you are not following the steps, phases of the software development life cycle, it is going to become a big failure. Okay, there are so many you can see in all the engineering products. there may be a failure and success, but they in other in civil engineering and other projects, if there are any big projects, it may fail, that can be recorrected, that can be reconstructed, but whereas in the software it is it becomes very disaster, means so much of money and time will be wasted, and moreover reliability will go, reliability will be lost to that development company, organization. So, some phases are there in software development life cycle, we will see. For example, I am working in a IT company. Actually, as a part of my software and application app, I developed one code that is login screens. Okay, assume that I worked on WhatsApp login screen. Okay, we know that what are the WhatsApp login screen and password should be there, and once we install in our app, once we install that app in our mobile, so it remains, no need to log in, and every time no need to log in. Okay, once we log in and install in our mobile, so every time it is the same, no need to every time, no need to click on the login button. Okay, until if you want to change user ID. So, as a part of my company, I developed that login screen code. Okay, so after some time another client asked us, okay, another client approached, that is banking domain. In banking domain also it requires, that is login screen. So, my project manager asked me to develop the login screens. So, why should I develop the same login screen? Already I have the login screen. So, whatever I use a WhatsApp or Facebook login screen, same that code I reused in the banking login screen. Okay, just you see this slide here, whatever I use at WhatsApp login screen, the same login screen if I use in the banking domain, what happens? If I install this bank app in our mobile, okay, it should be same, no need to every time no need to log in again, but it is very sensitive data will be there in the banking domain. As we know that if you install any banking application in our mobile, every time sessions will go off. Okay, sessions will be expired, means after 10 minutes if you are not using this banking application, automatically sessions will be expired. We need to re-log in and we have to enter the password once again. Okay, whereas in the Facebook and WhatsApp, no need to, once we log in and enter the password, that remains the same for every time, no need to every day, we will get the updates. But whereas in the banking, every time we have to enter our user ID and password. So, what is the problem? Immediately there is a failure of requirement. I failed to gather the requirement and analysis. requirement is same, that is user ID and user screen, that is login screen, but I fail to analyze is the requirement. Okay, it is very dangerous if the requirement and analysis is fails. Okay, if the requirement analysis is failed, if I fail to analyze the requirement, it becomes a failure project. So, requirement is important. Next, so if you see that in Hyderabad some buses are there. 2 months or 3 months back, I have seen the so many newspaper that one of the bus, they contains that emerges that smoke emerges backside. If you follow this bus, definitely our white shirt or our kerchiefs will become the black color. Okay, they analyze that this designing is design is not good for this bus in Hyderabad. Okay, immediately after some time it is corrected, the designing, means it is a failure project to that bus owners. Okay, there are so many, designing is very important in the software development. If the designing is fails, means total entire project will collapse. Okay, if you see another case also, that is this building is collapsed, it is located in USA. Okay, just see there, I think 102 or 4 104 or 140 members died during this collapse, building collapse. That after investigating this one, this team means investigator team said that it is a designing failure. This happened in 1981. This happened in 1981. It's a Regency hotel located in USA. Total 114 people died. Okay, that investigation team revealed that the designing problem, because of the designing problem, that building collapsed. So, total 114 human lives died because of the designing problem. Because of the designing problem, 114 members died. Okay, it's totally failure to that engineer, architect. Okay, it's not a failure of those who are constructing the house, that main person, that is architect, because you only designs the building. Okay, it is not failure of the requirement and analysis, it is a failure of the designing. It is not the failure of the implementation, it is a failure to the designing problem, architect designing. So, another example also we can see that one narrow bridge, which is also they invested lot of money to construct this bridge. Okay, they invested lot of millions of money, but after inaugurated this one, it is a failure. This bridge, it is a narrow bridge, because they didn't design the properly while during this construction. It is because of the designing problem only this construction leads to the failure, and it is started in 1938. This building is started in the 1938 and opened for traffic in 1940. Okay, okay. Bridge collapsed dramatically 7th November 1940. Okay, the same year it is collapsed. Same year it is collapsed because due to the designing problem. Due to the designing problem, this bridge collapsed dramatically. The same year, they spent much time, they spent much amount, millions of amount dollars they spent, and also time is wasted, but only thing is designing failure. Okay. Next one is, I think most of the people are talking about the demonetization nowadays. Demonetization, that Narendra Modi started demonetization, but all the most of the people are talking about this idea is very good. This idea is very good. Okay, it has to be banned that notes, but only problem is implementation is failure for this demonetization. Okay. The most of the people are first time using the technical term, that is implementation problem. Okay. His idea is very good, okay, his aim is good, okay, he installed properly, but only thing is implementation is not good, because so many common people are suffering by standing in the queue of the ATM centers. Okay. Anyhow, we have to support to our Prime Minister, because it has to be banned, but some people are talking about the implementation failure, because idea is good, everything is good, that resources are good, but implementation, if it is not properly, if you are not implementing properly, that project also going to be failure. Okay. I am not talking about that the demonetization is going to be failure. Definitely, I hope, I believe and I assume that it should success, it should success, okay, because it is very useful to our nation. Okay. That is different, but so implementation part now we just now we have taken. Next, I think you are aware of that WTC tower happened in USA. Okay. In New York City, that 11th September, one big incident happened in the US. Okay. What happened? The terrorist attacked the WTC tower. Why? Where the problem? Where that problem occurred means due to testing, proper testing. Okay. Once they enter the airport, they didn't check properly. If they have checked properly, okay, those weapons, means seizures or something, have been removed. Okay. If they have checked the properly, that so many thousands of members would not have died in that incident. Still the US are shocking, shivering, if they hear this kind of news. Okay. Due to the testing problem only it happened. If they have properly checked in the airport, this could not have been happened. So, testing also very, very important in the software industry. There are so many testings are there that will be discussed in our session. Okay. I think just you can see this picture. He entered this, we have seen that visuals also in airport, New York airport. Okay. He is the main. If he had checked properly, that incident will not happen. So, next deployment. Okay. I think all of you are observed that in Hyderabad tank bund, that Buddha statue, while they are installing that Buddha statue, it is collapsed in the river, fell down in the river, that lake, Hussain Sagar lake, because due to the deployment problem. Due to the deployment problem, it happened. Okay. If they have properly installed the statue, okay, it could not happen. It could not have been happened. Okay. It is also happened due to the deployment failure. So, deployment is also very important. This also you can see that Buddha statue in that slide. During the deployment, means installing the statue only, it happened it fell down in the Hussain Sagar lake. Okay. Later some couple of years they installed that same statue. Okay. Next is, I think recently we have seen that that our Sindhu, PV Sindhu and Deepa Karmakar, they won that Olympic medals. Okay. And immediately that our Tendulkar, Sachin Tendulkar gifted that BMW cars to them, but all they have taken, but only apart from Deepa Karmakar, she didn't, she rejected to take that one because maintenance problem. Because of the maintenance problem, she rejected to take that gift. BMW, it's a very, very costly car, maintenance also same thing happens. So, she does not want to take that BMW car because she said that due to the maintenance problem only she is unable to take that gift. Okay. Maintenance also very important. I think you know that there are so many cars, foreign cars also available in the city. We can also take, but only thing is first we check whether the service center is available or not. If the service center is available in our city, then only we can take that cars. If the service center is not available, it becomes very costly. It becomes very costly operation to maintain that cars. Okay, because Maruti is very famous because of this service only. Because of that service only, most of the people try to take that Maruti cars Swift. Okay, this is also one of the reasons, because maintenance, the service centers are available throughout the India, Maruti service centers. Okay, so if the service centers or showrooms are not available, okay, people doesn't want to take that product. People doesn't want to take that product. So these are the, so if you want to release one product in the market, what we have to follow, just now we have seen, means first of all we need to do the, we need to gather the requirement. Okay, now I will write here. We need to first, what we have to do, first we need to requirement gathering. To release any product, first what we have to do, first of all we need to gather the, what are the requirement, okay. For example, if you have the 10 members or 15 members in our family, if I want to purchase, if I want to construct only single bedroom, that requirement is not properly fulfilled to it is not fulfilled to our requirements. First of all we need to gather the requirement. So after requirement gather, okay, after the requirement gather, we need to analyze the requirement analysis. Okay, once it is done, okay, next, what is the next one, that is designing. Designing also very important. If the designing is not there, what happens, just now we have seen, that is all we have seen that bridges, all these things are failured. Okay. Next, second one is, third one is implementation or coding. Next one is testing. Once we have implemented that product, we need to test that one. Okay. Next, what is next one? Deployment. Once it is tested successfully, what we have to release to the market, we need to install that one into the client system or client place, that is deployment. Next, maintenance. So these are the phases of the software development life cycle. Software development SD, it is also called SDLC. Okay. To release a software to the market, we need to follow these phases. Those are requirement gathering and analysis, designing the software, next coding the software, means implementation. Next, once it is done, we need to go for the next phase is testing. Okay. Next one is development, deployment. Next one is maintenance. These are the phases of the software development life cycle. Life cycle phases. Okay. I hope you understood. To maintain or to give a successful software to the market, we need to follow these phases. One is requirement gathering. Once we have gathered the requirement, we need to analyze that one. Next one is designing that our software. Okay. Next one is coding. Fourth one is testing. Once it is tested successfully, we need to deploy the means installation, next one is maintenance. If you follow all these things phases, okay, then definitely it is going to be successful to the market. Okay. Based on our software, the people will utilize, client will satisfy if you follow all these things. So, we have seen this software development life cycle. First one is requirements and analysis. In this requirements, we need to gather the requirements and we need to understand the requirements and we need to analyze the requirements, and once it is analyzed, we need to do the feasibility. Okay. Once feasibility is done, we have to prepare the documentation for that requirements. Okay. This documentation is also called as SRS document, software requirement document. Okay. It maintains a key role in software industry. Next phase is designing. Next phase is designing the once it is done that documentation, based on the document we will design the software. Okay. If you want to construct your house also, first once it is we had a discussion in our home, requirements gathered is finished successfully, we will that will be designed by the architects, Okay. So, once based on the design only we will construct that house. Okay. Here also in the software also same thing. Okay. In this design we will do the database modeling and software structure, what are the interface it contains. Okay. And once it is all is done, we will make one prototype. Okay. After prototype and documentation will successfully complete, we will show this prototype to the client. If the client approves this prototype, next phase comes into the picture, that is development phase. Development phase also it is also known as implementation or coding. Okay. In this development only unit testing is done. Okay. Implementation as well as the unit testing. Okay. Once it is done, we will maintain one API document, okay, that is documentation. So, next we will hand over to the testing team. Testing team will check our product. If there are any bugs are there during the execution time, okay, how to install, okay, what is the system testing, if any bugs are there, again they will send to the development team, again development team will fix that bugs. Okay. Next they will do the regression testing. Okay. All this will be done in the testing team. Okay. They will use tools also, testing tools also will available, that is WinRunner, LoadRunner, Silk, Selenium. These are all are the tools. Okay. And manual testing also they will perform. This totally comes under the testing team. Next, once it is testing is successfully completed our project, next the deployment phase. Okay. How to deploy our software into the client place, okay, that will be done in the deployment phase. Next, maintenance. Okay. So, these all are known as the software development life cycle. So, one by one we will see what is requirement and what is design and what is development phase and what in testing. Okay. All these things we will discuss. Yeah, we will see that now definition of what is the goal of the software development life cycle. That goal of the software development life cycle is, it is a process to give a best software to the software market. It is a process and an approach to develop one software. That name itself tells us that is software development phases, life cycles. Okay. It is used by the software industry to design, to develop, and test to the quality software. Okay. To to give error free or bug free software, we follow these phases. The SDLC main objective is to produce a high quality software, okay, which meets the customer requirements, which meets the customer expectations, reaches completion within the, and also we will make that one time period and cost estimates. Okay. So, once we gathered that requirement process, okay, first we take the planning and requirement analysis. Okay. First we take the gather the requirements. Okay. Requirement is once it is done, and then we do the analysis. And what are the fundamental stages in SDC. Okay. It is the most important and fundamental stage in SDLC, means software development life cycle, is gathering the requirement and analyze the requirements, and it is performed by the senior members, that like software architects, project managers, they will do this requirement analysis. Okay. As a part of, when we enter the software industry, we do not involve in the requirement gathering. This will be done by the senior people, business analyst will do, and a project manager will involve. All these people will involve to get that requirement gathering. Okay. And they understand the exact requirement of the customer. Okay. Once it is understand, they prepares one documents. Okay. And it consists of the two distinct activities in requirement analysis, that is requirement gathering and analysis. Second one is requirement specification. Okay. The main goals of the requirements analysis is to collect all the information from the customers. Okay. They will analyze the collected data and clearly understand what the customer expecting from in our software. Okay. And find out any inconsistencies are there, incompleteness are there in the requirement. Okay. If any inconsistencies are there, they resolve the inconsistency, and incompleteness are there occurs, they will correct that one. For example, how this will be done means, for example, I am taking one business accounting software. Okay. Just for example, I want to develop one business accounting software. Okay. First what we have to do, that is we need to conduct one interview for all the employees of the accountants in that organization. So, we will conduct all the interviews, and we will take the we will communicate for each and every accountant. We will write down one documents, informal documents. We will prepare one notepad, what they are talking about. Okay. We will write on a roughly, we will write on the paper, means we will maintain one rough paper, we write down while we are conducting the interview itself. Okay. So, once we collected all the data from the accountants, for example, right now we are developing one business accounting, just now as I said. Okay. All the accountants information I noted down in one paper, that is one notepad. Okay. In informal manner, not I do not right, whatever they said, they will put, I will put on the paper. Okay. And I will find out what the requirements are there. I find out what are the requirements are there, and I need to minimize those requirements, common requirements, important and urgents. Okay. So, once the data we take initially collect from the users, first usually contains several contradictions and ambiguities. Ambiguity means confusedness. Okay. Next, second one, each user typically has only one partial and incomplete view of that system. Okay. We need to rectify those incompleteness of their requirements, and we need to clarify the ambiguities. So, that the data you initially collect from the users, first we must identify first what are the contradictions are there, what are the ambiguities are there, first we must identify those. Okay. Once it is identified, it has to be resolved. How do we resolve? Means by interacting with them. By interacting with them, we will resolve this problems, contradictions, by discussing with the customers, that can be resolved. Okay. Once this requirement is done properly, next phase in that requirement gathering only, feasibility study. We have to do the feasibility study. We conducted all the requirement, from the customers, okay, and we put in a formal manner, in a documentation we prepared, then we do the feasibility study. Feasibility means possible or impossible for that project. Okay. There are several things involved in the feasibility study. Those are whether this financially, economically feasibility or not, financially whether it is work out or not. Okay. Second one, whether for every software, okay, there are some technical issues will there, some technical limitations are there, whether it supports this, which technology is supporting. For example, client wants only C language or C++, okay, but they needs banking software, but in C, by using the C language, I cannot develop the banking domain softwares. It is a technology, this is called as technically feasible. So, I need to choose another language. We need to inform to the client that technical feasibility is not, technically it is not possible by using that language, or technically it is not possible their expectations. For every technology, technology limitations are there. Okay. In that limitations only we need to work out that one. In the technical limitations only we need to develop our best software. Okay. Next, third one, operational feasibility. Third one is operational feasibility. So, operational, whether we can maintain the software or not, also we have to see that one. Okay. Within that budget, can we maintain this, can we operate this software or not? Okay. This is called as operational feasibility. Next one is social feasibility. Sometimes one software cannot work in one area. Okay. So, we need to also think that social feasibility. Example, if you want to if you want to open a salon in Punjab, it is not feasible. It is because it comes under the social feasibility. Okay. We cannot sell our cool drinks in Jammu Kashmir. It is also comes under social feasibility. All those things we need to think whether it is possible or not, whether it is meets the customer requirements or not, whether the customer requirements are meeting to our these feasibility or not. If it is okay, then it goes to the next phase. If it is not okay, again we will review that requirements, again we review, again we conduct the on-site visit, means client visit, again we interact with the client. Okay. We will prepare one document after feasibility study. Okay. We will prepare one document, we will submit to the client. These are the problems are coming. Okay. These are the feasibility, these are the technical limitations are there, these are the economically it is not possible with your, it is not meet to your requirements. Okay. Next, operational, it is it's very difficult to operate the software. all those things. For example, operational feasibility, if you did not study in banking domain also, we are using the mobile apps. Okay. In web applications, we can maintain all those things. Okay. All those things, heavy software also that can be maintained in the web applications, no problem. But if, whereas in the mobile, we have to develop in a lightweight, only main operation modules only should be developed in the mobile software, because mobile software means we have to hand over to very lightweight project to the client, then only our app will executes, or else it it may crash and it may hang our software in the mobile. Our mobile may be hanged out if it is that heavy software is installed in our mobile. So, these are all those things we need to study. So, first roughly understand what the customer wants in feasibility study. Okay. Different data which would be input to the system, okay. Processing needed on the data. Once the output data to be produced by the system, various constraints on the behavior of the system. Okay. In only we need to think that customers and end users and BA means business analysis, okay, all those things. Okay. Customer means what the customer provide the requirements based on his vision, okay, business needs and target audiences. Okay. What are the end users expecting from our requirement, all those things we need to study. And all these things will be done performed by the business analysts, business BAs. Okay. They will have the in-depth knowledge about the customer requirements, and they maintain the workflows with their domain. Okay. What are the activities during this feasibility studies? Okay. First of all, work out on overall understandings of the problems. Okay. Once it is identified that problems, okay, we do the formulate different solutions for that requirements. Okay. Next activity is examine alternate solutions. Okay. If one solution is not meeting to the customer requirement, we need to go for the another solution, alternate solutions, in terms of resources are required, cost of budget, and period, duration of that project. All those things will be done, performed in this feasibility study only. The cost and benefit analysis, okay, based on that budget, whether it is feasibility to our organization or not, okay, that will be performed to determine which solution is the best for that requirement. All those things, activities is done during this feasibility study. Okay. And and once if you are facing any problem, it is somewhat difficult to maintain, economical it is not work out, or technical reasons are there, or some time period is not, duration is not correct, we need some more time. So, we may determine that none of the solutions is feasible due to high cost or resource constraints or technical reasons okay. So, that we can determine. So, once the requirement analysis is done, the next step is to clearly define the document. Wow. Once it is happened, all the analysis, feasibility study is finished last. Now, we prepare one document, proper well planned document, formatted document. That formatted document is also called as SRS document. We will prepare, okay, that productive requirements and get them and approve from the customer. Once it is done and we will hand out to the client, then client takes and studies that one and he approves that one, okay, then only next phase will start that one. Okay. In this in this requirements only we will do all those things, okay, that is business requirements, okay, and all those things we will do that case study document, we prepare that one, okay. System requirements and functional requirements, what are the system should contain, what are the operating systems are required for that system, what are the function requirements are there, okay. All those things will be prepared in the document. Functional, and it is categorized into two parts, functional and non-functional. Okay. And this requirement definement is done, as I said, that it is a software requirement specification, through software requirement specification. This is very important document in the scratch level projects, okay, document which consists all the product requirements to be designed and developed during the project life cycle. During the project life cycle. So, it contains, this document also contains what are the minimum requirements for that our system, what is the operating system which should contain, okay, what are to run this software, what are the web browser should be needed to execute this one, what are the processes are there, how much memory should be maintained in our hard disk, okay, and internal drive, what monitor, everything will be mentioned in this document. All those things requirements will be mentioned, software and hardware. Okay. These SRS documents contain the functional and performance interfaces, okay, and quality, operational, resources, manpower, all those things which contain these specifications. Next, once it is done successfully, we have that SRS document is approved, we have prepared that prototype and hand out to the client, and client is approved our prototype, Next comes to the, means once it approved means next second phase is designing the document. Based on the document we will design that one, okay, and this design also will contain the, there are two parts, high level and low level designing, that we will see here, okay. This design phase transforms requirement specifications, which transform the requirement specifications, okay. During this designing phase, software architecture is derived from the SRS document, okay. There are two designing approaches are available, that is traditional approach, second one is object oriented approach. There are two approaches are there, one is traditional approach, second one is object oriented approach. So, now first we see what is traditional approach, second we go for what is object oriented approach, okay. First we see what is traditional approach. It consists of two activities. Now, we are talking about the traditional approach, it is a part of the designing the product, means it is a design phase. Now, we are coming to the second phase, that is design phase. Once the requirement analysis is done successfully, next phase is designing the phase, okay. There are two approaches are there, one is traditional, second one is object oriented, okay. In traditional it contains two activities, that is structure analysis, second one is structure design. Structured analysis, second one is structure design. What is structure analysis? identify all the function to be performed. Now, we do all the functions to be performed, identify the data flow among the functions. Okay. For example, if you are maintaining one calculator software means addition. So, I want to do one functionality is addition. What are the parameters are there, what are the data flow for that function, all those things will be identified here only. Okay. We need to identify the functions to be performed in that software. In structured analysis, we will do this one. Next, decompose each function recursively into subfunctions. Identify the data flow among the subfunctions. Okay. In structured analysis only, we will do the decompose each function in the same function. So, this carried out using the data flow diagrams. How this will be done means, that is called DFDs. Okay. Data flow diagrams. Okay. Structure analysis is represented in the form of the data flow diagrams. After structured analysis, okay, carried out structured, next one is structured design. This is done by using the architecture design or high level design. Second one, there are two types of structured designs are there, one is high level, second one is low level design. High level design is also called as architectural design. High level design is also called as architectural design. Second one is low level design. Here, what is high level design and what is low level design means? High level design means just whenever we would like to construct any house, okay, we will take the plan from the architect, right? We will take the plan from the architect, means plan to submit, to take the permission from the municipal office. Okay. They needs only plan of the how many floors you want to do you want to construct, okay, whether it is commercial or not, all those things will be there. What is the dimensions are there, how many floors, how many SFTs you are living, okay, how many SFTs you are constructing, all those things will be there in the high level designing. Okay. Low level designing means in each room whatever you want to, where the exactly bathroom is established, okay, where is the kitchen room, all those things will be designed in the low level designing. Okay. Where you want to install any wash basin, restrooms, where it is located, all those things in mentioned clearly in the low level designing. Okay. Where we need to use the cupboards, wardrobes, all those things will be designing in the low level designing. Okay. There are two designing parts are there, that is high level and low level. So, now we are talking about the high level. So, it decomposes the system into modules. Okay. It is divided into the modules, okay, and each module represents a relationship among the different modules, and each module which represents a what is the relationship between them, the each module, and each module again divided into the sub modules. Okay. This is done in the high level designing. Next we go for the low level designing, that is detailed designing. In different modules designed in greater detail, that is data, what are the data structures are there, data structures, and what are the algorithm for each modules are designed in the low level designing only. Second approach is objective. Now it is finished that traditional approach. Next second one is object oriented design. Object oriented design. First identify the various objects. We need to identify how many objects are required for this project. Once it is identify the objects, okay. Next, what is the relationship among that objects? We need to identify the what are the relationship are there among that objects. Okay. Next, once it is relationship is finished, for example, if you take for example, I want to develop one payroll software. I want to develop one payroll software. Okay. What are the what are the objects are there? Employee object should be there, and manager object should be there, and payroll register object should be there, and departments object should be there, and we need to identify all the objects. Means here employee objects, next manager objects, next payroll registers objects, next departments objects. Once it is identified all the objects, I need to identify what are the relationship are there among these objects. What are the relationships are there among these objects? Okay. This is performed in this object oriented design. Further refined to object obtain the detailed design. Once it is done, we further refine to obtain the detailed design. So, we will see what are the advantages of this object oriented design. Means just lower development effort, okay, time also saved, maintenance becomes simple. Maintenance becomes simple, within the time period can be developed, development efforts also minimized. So, based on that requirement specifications specified in SRS, okay, usually more than one design approach for the product architecture. This proposed and document in a TDS, design document specifications. Next, implementation phase. Next we go for the implementation phase. In this stage, okay, the actual development coding is started. Coding is started in this development. How that implementation means, just now we discussed, once the designing document is finished, all the modules also will be developed, designed. Okay. Each module is handed over to each software project leader. Okay. Again this project leader will further hand over to the developers, means junior level developers. When you enter in the software industry, first you start with as a developer role. You do not go for directly architect. First you start your career with the development. So as a part of the task, you will develop that code. Okay. Once you written that code, you will hand over to your team lead. Okay. And while we are doing this coding only, we will perform the unit testing. We will perform the unit testing whether our code is working properly or not, whether our code is properly working or not. If it is not properly working, we will rectify that bug. It is called as unit testing. It is called as unit testing. While we are doing any dishes also, we will perform the unit testing. In kitchen room, okay, if you are preparing any dishes, okay, first after pouring some salt, you will just taste that one whether this dish is properly or not. Then after pouring some mirchis, again we will do this is called as unit testing. Okay. If the unit testing is not properly done, when we serve to the clients, okay, it may fail your project. In the same case also will happen in the software industry. Okay. Unit testing will be performed by the developers only, okay, not the testing team. Okay. once unit testing is done properly and successfully, that our project leader will integrate all the code and hand over to the our project leader. Again project leader will conduct all the module from the different leaders, and again he will integrate and together and to hand over, and he will do the system testing. Once it is integration is done, integration testing will be performed. Okay. So, this developing implementation phase is nothing but a translating the software designing into the source code. Okay. If you want to tell a single word what is coding and what is implementation phase, means translating the designing into a source code is called implementation. If you tell this single line also, it is okay. Okay. During this code phase, okay, each module of the design is coded, tested independently as a standalone unit testing, just now we discussed, and each module also documented in this phase only. Each module is documented in this phase only, this coding documentation. Okay. The purpose of unit testing is test if individual modules work correctly or not. Okay. If the designing is performed in a detailed and organized manner, code generation can be accomplished without any problem. That indicates that if you are properly coded according as per the designing document, we do not get any problem. Okay. As it is, if you convert that from the designing into the coded, we do not get any problem. That is a next. Once that implementation part is finished, next our code is for it is handed over to the testing and quality team. This again it is a separate department, that is testing team. They will do that one, our testing. They will different they write the test cases. Again there are so many parts are there, black box testing, white box testing. White box testing comes under the development, black box testing comes to the totally testing department. They will do different they will give different input values and parameter they pass. Okay. If they find any difficulties, any bugs based on that severity, okay, it will be hand out to the particular developer. Again the particular developer will fix that, resolve that issue, and again it will be goes to testing team. If the testing is properly done, next phase is deployment. Next phase after testing is done properly, next is deployment. Okay. Once the product is tested, so it has to be deployed to the client place, okay, in the appropriate market. The product may first be released in a limited segment. It is also called as beta version or alpha beta version. Okay. If we get properly, if it is working, next it is that limitation is closed. After the product is released in the market, so maintenance is done for the existing customer base. Okay. These are all the phases just now we have seen here. It is very important in the software life cycle. I hope you understood this one. If you have any doubts also, you can post your doubts to that is rajendra.apssdc@gmail.com. Okay. So, you can send your doubts also. I will try to rectify your doubts. I hope, I wish you all the best. It is very simple software development life cycle. There are so many life cycles are there, that is waterfall model, so many models also there. One of them is waterfall model, that will be discussed in next session. Thank you all. I wish you please read properly It is only basic questions, no need to explain in depth explanation in the interior, but only for your knowledge sake only I explain now. Thank you all. Thank you.